Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Hokage here with the finale of What If Naruto was Beerus' reincarnation. To be honest, this is my favorite series to write, record, edit. It's it's just my favorite series I've ever done, and kind of feels bad ending it, but remastered question mark maybe. And I have a few what ifs coming in the future that I'm really excited for. I'm doing a bunch of research on just to make sure that it's the best series that they can be. So, without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's begin. Okay, so starting this off, I want to retcon something from the last part. I feel like sticking with the same format for the third part of the tuning exams would make for a way more entertaining, like, what if to listen to. And we all know Naruto would just piece up every team and their sensei. And I just feel like it would just be more entertaining. So the first matchups would be Neji Hyuga versus Ino Yamanaka. This fight would be one-sided in Neji's favor the entire match, as he would just spam rotation, negating all the jutsu that Ino learned. After a minute, Neji rushes towards Ino, then activating his 8 trigram 64 palms, hitting all her chakra points, causing her to fall limp onto the ground. Tenten in the stands begin laughing. How can someone as strong as you have such a weak girlfriend? She's talking to Neji. Naruto just smiles and says, no, Neji just lost. She looks back to the matches where the proctor was about to call the match, and Ino begins to stand up, ki flowing throughout her body, all her physical abilities increasing exponentially. She rushes to Neji so fast he couldn't perceive her. He got kicked into the air, and as if she just teleported, she was behind him, kicking him back to the ground, leaving him there a bloody mess. The next matches go to canon, except it's Sasuke versus Temari and Gaara versus Shikamaru, and they both win their matches. Let's say Sasuke just shoves a Chidori through Temari's shoulder, which would piss off her siblings, and Gaara, yeah, Shikamaru has 2 million IQ, but I mean, it's Gaara, come on. So they have a 1 hour break before the semi-final matches, and during these matches, Naruto has his own match. But since he's already an Anbu captain, he isn't competing to be a Chunin. So this is a fight against the third Hokage, Hiruzen, and along with his personally trained Anbu members. So for once, Naruto actually looks like he's going to take a fight seriously. As the match begins, he powers up to 75%, blitzing the Hokage's Anbu, knocking them out. And to the crowd, it just looked like Naruto disappeared and all the Anbu members fell to the ground. A sweat dripped down Hiruzen's forehead before performing a number of jutsu, but they were all useless. Naruto had his ki barrier around him, protecting him, and he didn't want to hurt the old man after all, so he wanted to end this quickly because Hiruzen did take him in at a young age. Naruto lowered his power output to 30%. It was 70% when he knocked out those Anbu members. So he lowered it and then used a simple ki blast to knock the Hokage out. The crowd was fearful at first as their great Hokage was taken down so easily by this child. Then they realized, wait, this child is a part of the village. Yo, let's go. And you just start hearing a bunch of uproar from the crowd. The semi-final rounds go with Sasuke versus Shino Aburame. He actually puts up a good fight with his bugs, but it doesn't last long. Sasuke easily takes care of Shino. The next fight is Gaara versus Ino. The fight starts with Gaara sending a barrage of sand pillars towards Ino, trying to kill her. Still being fueled by the God Ki given to her by Naruto, she just flies over the sand attacks and tries punching Gaara, but it was blocked by the sand. She then starts taking it more seriously, and the match ends up like Gaara versus Rock Lee, but more speed and strength, causing her to knock Gaara out. No, not knock Gaara out, but he then transformed into his half Shikaku state. She then uses a ki blast and knocks him out. Then Shikaku emerges. After Shikaku was released, he went on a rampage throughout the village, destroying a section of it. The frightened Ino was then swooped up by Naruto. You alright? Naruto says as he flies towards Shikaku, who was now, destroying parts of the village. Ino nodded her head, then Naruto powered up to 75%, grabbing Shikaku by the back of the neck, throwing him into the air as if he was just a kid. Naruto raised both his arms, then a large yellow sphere, similar to the sun, appears. Oh, that kind of rhymes. Yeah, whatever. This was a sphere of destruction. Naruto launches the attack towards Shikaku, killing him on the spot. But as we all know, you cannot kill a tail beast. They would reform. But I have plans for that later. Gaara still lives though and retains his sand abilities. I would say it was a Kekkei Genkai instead of a product of Shikaku being sealed within him. So the sand ninja who invaded the village get easily taken out and Orochimaru was already killed, so he's not really a problem. After the events of that day, Naruto and Jiraiya were still sent to retrieve Tsunade because people were injured from Shikaku's attack. And I'm sure people seeing their Hokage being taken down by a kid would, cause them to want to replace him. It would be Naruto as the next Hokage, but he's still too young, inexperienced, or so the council thinks. So while pursuing Tsunade, Naruto encounters Itachi and Kisame at the motel. Kisame tries using Samehada, but Naruto has no chakra, so it's useless. And with his ki barrier, Samehada's spikes that won't rip apart his skin. So Naruto easily dispatches of Kisame with a Hakai, but lets Itachi escape because he knows that after training Sasuke, he knows that Sasuke wants to kill him, so he'll let him do it for himself. After they find Tsunade drinking at a bar, they try convincing her, but she refuses. Then the same deal happening in canon with Naruto challenging Tsunade. Outside, she tries going for 100% punch because Naruto was just talking trash in the bar, so she was really angry. Plus, she was drunk, which made it worse. Shizune tried stopping her, but Naruto did it for her, simply using one finger. The shocked Tsunade then got knocked out with a flick from Naruto's finger. The next day, she wakes up in the air, flying through the air, on Naruto's shoulder. Naruto was carrying her back to the village by flight so as to not waste any time, and Jiraiya and Shizune reverse summoned themselves back to the village. There, Tsunade tends to the sick and injured and takes the place as the 5th Hokage. Now for the 3-year time skip. Year 1. The damaged areas of the villages are rebuilt and the Land of Fire expands its land into neighboring countries with the help of Naruto. And you may be asking, why would Naruto be taking people's land? Well, to create peace, unify nations so we're not fighting against each other and actually coming together as a collective to make a better future, basically. By the way, if you didn't realize, I like talking about how the politics of nations and national relations would be like in a what if, so it's just interesting, so I do it as a side plot. Also on screen you should see the Land of Fire and all the land that it owns. It's marked in red. Hopefully I don't forget this time, because last time I forgot to put a picture of Naruto. It's still annoying to this day, but yeah. So there's the image. Year 2 of the time skip. Year 2 of the time skip. Naruto has decided to spend this time investigating the Akatsuki and their moves on the Jinchuriki. And also, Ino and Naruto have gotten really close. Year 3, the Nine Tails and Shikaku has finally reappeared. If you don't remember, in part 1, I actually killed the Nine Tails so he would reform along with Shikaku. So they appear near a village close to the Hidden Rain village. Naruto and Jiraiya got word of this, but as they arrive, they see the two-tailed beast being warped away into a spiral. And they also see a half black, half white man we know as Black and White Zetsu disappearing into the ground. Naruto tries to catch him, but he slips away just in time. After the 3-year time skip, the village is in peace, and Ino and Naruto are now 19 years old and are planning to get married really soon. The couple is woken up by a Jonin who knocks on the door of their house that they own together. The Jonin has a message from the Hokage. The hidden cloud village is being attacked, and the two-tailed beast and the two Jinchuriki and and the two tails Jinchuriki is missing. Naruto quickly gets ready to go out, and Ino wants to go too, but Naruto doesn't want her to because he knows the danger of this mission. So he knocks her out, leaving her on the bed to rest. Flying at top speed to the hidden cloud village, he reaches there in mere minutes. On arrival, he sees a destroyed village, many casualties, injuries, and people trying to get stuff together. It was just in shambles. He flies straight to the Raikage's office, and it was torn apart as if a hurricane went through. Under the broken desk, there lie a Raikage, dead. Flashback to 30 minutes earlier, the Akatsuki appeared in the village out of seemingly nowhere. The animal path of pain used its summoning to destroy multiple houses, and the human path appeared behind Raikage, trying to take his soul, but the Raikage was too sharp and grabbed the path of pain by the head, electrocuting it, leaving it there dead. But while the Raikage was distracted, the Preta path grabbed the Raikage, absorbing his chakra, leaving him in a weakened state. Then the Ashura path creates a chainsaw limb, cutting the Raikage across his chest, leaving him there to bleed out. Back to the present. Naruto heads back to the Leaf. Luckily, the Akatsuki hasn't attacked the village, since the Leaf has no Jinchuriki, so I don't see why they would. So, when Naruto goes home, as he opens the door, he's met with a slap across the face, then a hug from Ino. She begins crying, saying she was worried sick. Naruto comforts the crying blonde. And now let's fast forward a week. The Akatsuki now has all 9 tailed beasts within the ghetto statue. Ghetto statue. And the Cloud Village citizens who survived are immigrating to the Leaf Village, while the Leaf aids in rebuilding the village, basically making it now a part of the Leaf Village in the process of doing that. And the new map should be up on screen. You should see the Lightning Village crossed out in red, basically meaning that it's a part of the Leaf Village, and so are more countries, basically. So yeah. Now the Akatsuki, with the ghetto statue filled with all 9 tailed beasts, releases the 10 tails. Even stronger than in canon, it rampages, destroying many small towns close to Konoha. Then Konoha and the Lightning Shinobi appear. Since the Akatsuki accelerated their plans, there was no allied shinobi force, so they have to make do. And Naruto isn't on the battlefield. We see Naruto, he's just been informed of the beast, and as he was going to tell Ino, he enters his house, everything thrown around, destroyed, vases smashed. Then he sees a masked man with a kunai to Ino's throat. The masked man then says, "So Beerus the Destroyer, seems you've lost." Then Ino actually chimes in, "No, you've lost," then kicks him in the balls. With his loosened grip, Ino escapes. Then an enraged Naruto blitzes the masked man at blinding speeds unperceivable to any dojutsu, punches a hole through his stomach, then Hakaing him into dust. Naruto hugs Ino, then goes to the battlefield, where we see many piles of bodies of Leaf and Cloud Shinobi. Naruto then focuses to Madara. He has now attained the Tentales Tracker and become its Jinchuriki. And Naruto sees Might Guy and Madara fighting. He's just been kicked by Guy with the 8th gate open, but it was of no use. Guy's just left on the ground like a piece of burnt toast while Madara laughs, sending a truth-seeking orb to finish him off. Naruto kicks it away, then heals Guy by infusing him with some ki. Naruto and Madara begin fighting. Naruto was losing because he greatly underestimated his power. Naruto then stops, slowly flying up, cackling under his breath. It seems all my time living amongst these mortals have made me weak. I'm a god, goddammit! I shouldn't be losing to you! Naruto's appearance, now fully resembling Lord Beerus himself, disappears behind Madara, punching him into the air, breaking his skull, then erases Madara from existence. Naruto, still enraged, sees a black and white Zetsu moving towards Sasuke, who had just been revived by the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto, wasting no time, erases them from existence, along with the rest of the Akatsuki. The reanimations were not a thing in this What If. Because of their accelerated plans, Kabuto actually joined the Akatsuki and he died as well. Naruto, finally beginning to calm down, sees Ino and she runs up to hug him. Fast forward 20 years later. Through Naruto's eyes we see the Leaf Village, a peaceful place, a melting pot of all 5 great nations. He's standing at the former Hokage Tower. No longer are Hokages a thing, it's simply referred to as Kage, the leader of all 5 great nations. Now people live not in fear of each other but work together to advance society technologically. Then Naruto's 2 kids run up to him, hugging his leg. One 14 years old, the other 9. I can't think of a name, but it doesn't really matter. Then in comes a 4-month pregnant Ino, followed by the village elders, Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Kakashi. They all look upon the village they worked so hard for and smile. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it because I sure enjoyed making it. Every part I enjoyed making. Also, I got a new mic. I hope you guys like it. Or if you want me to change back to the old one, just comment that down below. And I'll see you guys in the next What If.